is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster. Happy to be with you. We're live this afternoon on this beautiful, gorgeous, almost summer-like Thursday afternoon. I don't know, this is, you know, it's the warm days, cool nights. Tonight will be beautiful. And just a reminder that tonight is the Hispanic Heritage Festival, and it's right downtown in the Common. It's 5 to 9. We don't need a rain date because it's absolutely going to be gorgeous tonight. We don't want you to miss it. Come all. It's the largest, I'd say it's 3 times larger than our largest one. How's that? Did I get that out? Yes. Well, we've had a busy day. LTV started off with us this morning with the chamber breakfast. And then we did a press event on high-risk missing persons. And then we did a grand opening of Empower, a new salon rental kind of operation down there at North Main Street. And here we are now. So 4 times we and the cast and crew have been together on this Thursday. Might have set some record. And I do want to, yes, I know during the summer I said that we'd be back out visiting businesses. And so people have held me to it. So yes, we will start to organize with Amanda and Kelly. We'll start to organize some visits out to businesses. So yes, people seem to like it. We'll do it. We'll add them as segments of our show, but also, you know, we can pull 3 or 4 of them together to do one separate show. So that's what's going on tonight. Later on, we'll have Rick Marchand, and he's headed up the Johnny Appleseed Festival. And again, that's about 6 times bigger than the largest Johnny Appleseed Festival we've had. And I could tell you, being downtown today and smelling that apple crisp was not easy. But being an official, authorized, certified taste tester for apple crisp, I was invited, or I was left a sample. And I can just tell you, this may top it. And that was without the ice cream. And so this Saturday, and it's going to be a gorgeous day. And I'm happy because today feels like summer. Saturday is going to feel like fall, which is, it'll be the perfect temperature for a Johnny Appleseed Festival. So that's 9 to 5 downtown. And we'll talk more about that with Rick Marchand. In the meantime, we'll take a short break. And we'll come right back because we've got a guest and we'll be talking to the Director of Resource. See, remember I was talking about on my morning briefing about sporty titles? The Director of Resource Development from the Boys and Girls Club. Oh, no. Is that right? CEO. It's the CEO. CEO. Well, it says Director of Resource Development. And we'll be talking about a movie night that's coming up. And I think LTV is teaming up with the Boys and Girls Club. And anyway, we're taking a short break and we'll be right back.
On Friday, September 12th, Leominster held its annual Food Truck Festival. This festival has been happening in Leominster for over a decade, with the event growing and expanding each year. The event takes months to put together and organize. Everyone from the fire department to the health department helps out to make sure the day goes well and everyone in attendance is safe. The residents and families of our beautiful city were invited downtown to enjoy a great variety of different foods. Everything from Southern-style dishes to Mexican cuisine to desserts. While enjoying foods from over 40 different food trucks, a record-setting amount, the public could also enjoy drinks from local breweries. To add extra excitement to the event, local band Runaway Dogs played live music for the festival. The people of Leominster had a great time walking around downtown, sharing food, drinks, and joy. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more local Leominster news.
That in the Boston business on it. Yes, we're back here. We're just chatting away here, and the food truck. Now, you showed the very beginning of the food truck when they were setting it up. It was packed. I could just tell you, as it got later, there were lines everywhere. So if you're looking at it thinking, geez, it didn't seem like that many people, that must have been like when they were just setting up, because by 5:30, 6 o'clock, that place was packed. And it was that way till 10 o'clock. It's always fun because the people that get out of work, kids at Market Basket, just people get out of the mall and retail, they get off at 9 and they come down. They're the funnest of all, because they get to hang out. We get to hang out till 10 with them. We have a lot of fun and laughs, and they're a great group. You might think they were there for the whole time, but no, they show up. As soon as they get out of work, they fly. In fact, it was right after the game, so as soon as the game got over, a lot of people came down from there. Anyway, Jeff, is it Berube? No, it's
Bercume.
Say it again.
Bercume.
There's no K. It's B-U-R-U-M-E. That's what it says. How do you spell it?
I blame Scott.
How do you spell it?
B-E-R-C-U-M-E.
All right, so Bercume.
Yeah, it's like
right?
the American version of the French last name Berthiaume.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Leominster and Fitchburg, or Fitchburg and Leominster. I don't know how it became Fitchburg Leominster, but either way. Do you know the history behind the origin of it don't feel that you put on place because you knew, so
yeah.
Very few people. I was surprised at how few people knew how the Boys and Girls Club of Leominster or Fitchburg or whatever started.
The history that I know of goes back to the Veterans Center.
Yes.
I started volunteering there.
Good. I'm glad that you knew, because most people don't know this.
Yeah, I started serving meals after school. My favorite story to tell is that I learned how to make chicken cordon bleu in the basement of the Veterans Center.
Yeah.
And then when I started dating my now wife, I made her dinner. I made her chicken cordon bleu.
You weren't married then?
We were just dating.
And you made, and that's what sold it. That's what happened. That sold the deal.
Yeah, one of the first dates, I made her the one thing I knew how to cook.
Oh man, you really did it up.
Yeah. So I have a lot to thank the Boys and Girls Club of Fitchburg.
So who was the director at the time? Was it that guy that went off to like Peabody or Beverly or something? I forget his name.
Remember.
Big guy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure I met him. I was 17 at the time when I first started going there.
Yeah, the interesting thing is we spent a lot of time trying to find a spot. And we weren't very successful.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. People, like some of the neighborhoods were like, oh, it's too many cars in and out. And later on, if that it would have been, because it's a busy place. And so we had the veterans would rent the Veterans Center. And they were spending so much of their time and effort renting the building out to raise money to pay for the expenses of keeping the building open. So they were doing testimonials. So finally, there was an incident up there that happened. It brought the police up there. So I said, I got them all together and I said, listen, this is not, I mean, you're having to do all this to raise some money to try to help out veterans and everything. Why don't we do this? Why don't we just give you the use of the building? Okay, just take the use of the building, and we'll take care of the expenses. We'll take care of the heat and electricity and the maintenance of the building, and you worry about helping veterans.
Nice.
But I just had one sort of caveat, and that was we're trying to get a Boys and Girls Club going in the city, and we can't seem to find a place. Would you share the building for a little while? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. But they even became involved. So it's funny because we made everything portable in case there was some sort of an event up there, and they had to move everything. So everything was on wheels, except for downstairs. That was more permanent where the pool tables were.
Right.
And veterans were great. And so I think by not finding a permanent location at the time, then that opportunity where the school at Julie Country Day opened, and they closed, and that opportunity opened up. So in the long run, we kind of, but we started with 7 kids, we put a board of directors. I have to say one thing, the people that I asked to be on the board of directors were really the engine and the glue behind this thing. They, you know how sometimes like people that don't know each other and you just kind of put them in a group and then see what happens? The energy they had and the collaboration, I hate to use all those words, but collaboration, it just turned it as like magic. And the next thing I know, they're like doing incredible things. And so started off with 6 kids, and then we doubled it in a short amount of time. And then the opportunity at the Julie Country Day school opened up, which was really a perfect place.
Yeah,
right
it's an
between
amazing
Leominster,
spot.
right between Fitchburg. Started out with Leominster, and then we took on Fitchburg. Fitchburg, I think, had a satellite office or something at
Right.
Fitchburg State. I don't know if they still do that, but
No.
and then and here we are today with how many kids in the afternoon? On a
There'll be
typical
over
day?
200 kids there today.
Imagine that.
Yeah, so, 300 and close to 400 members, and we get over half of them each day. So I'm pretty psyched. There's a lot of energy there right
Yeah.
now. We spent the whole summer making the place ready to rock for another school year. So, it's a fun spot.
There's something about the Boys and Girls Club, and there's like a formula. Somehow, no matter where you go, you'll meet some professional sports person or a musician, or you'll meet somebody successful in life and say, I owe it all to the Boys and Girls Club. Imagine, I mean, that's
the goal.
Been going on for a long time. And that's why I say they're like the franchise. They're like the formula for this. And it's just an amazing thing. And a lot of it is private fundraising.
Yes.
And businesses are pretty generous. But
They are.
also volunteers. Once they go there, they're like hooked. Next thing you know, they come in for an hour or two. And
Did you catch the Emmys the other night?
I didn't.
So
I don't watch any TV. Let
me
me just
neither.
get that straight. I don't watch any TV.
this was
I watched Downton Abbey.
okay.
Schitt's Creek.
Nice.
I watched Parks and Rec, and it took us about, I don't know, when did Parks and Rec get on the air?
2008.
No,
It's encyclopedic knowledge.
it took us that long to watch it then, because
Yeah.
I thought these were new shows, but we watch them like 10 minutes at a time. So I can't say that I'm avid. So what happened?
There was a famous comedian, Nate Bargatze, and he had a clever idea to try to keep everyone's acceptance speeches the right amount of time, 45
and
seconds.
if they went over?
So he said, I'm going to donate $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. And if your speech goes over 45 seconds, every second it goes over, I'm deducting $1,000 from my gift.
You should have made them pay to add on.
Some did.
Otherwise, they would have stayed there for like, I'll
Yep.
tell you what.
Some people did contribute when they went over, but also if you went under, he would increase the pot. So it was a really clever way to try to keep people's speeches short and sweet.
One day I got a call from Bob Anson, and Bob Anson was developing in Lawrence, and he says, "Hey, Monday night you got to come to this thing." I said, "I got stuff on Monday, Bob. What's going on?" "Oh no, you got to come to this thing." I'm like, "Bob, I can't." "No," and he was big on Boys and Girls Club. So I said, "I'll tell you what, if it's okay with everybody that I had things scheduled with Monday night, I'll change it." "Okay, you got to come." "Okay." So I went, and his dad Ron was there, and others were there, and the place was packed. And so they wanted it. The board of directors and everyone, they had done a big addition and spent a lot of money.
Yep.
And so they wanted to name it after the Ansons. Now, if you go to Boston, it's called the Boys and Girls. It's Anson Center. because Ed Anson and I think Ron Anson had donated like most of the money. Mm-hmm. So there had been a kid who had been a kid there, and then he worked part-time, and then he worked full-time. But they wanted to name it after the Ansons. Well, the Ansons absolutely turned down the idea, and they changed everything. And it was named after that same kid who had worked there his whole life, and he was either the director or the assistant director, and he changed that. The best part is, one of the kids, Ansons, got up and donated $1 million to the Boys and Girls Club.
There you go.
And then his father got up and said, Ron Anson, this is great. I'm so glad I went. And he said, I just want to let you know, I'm donating $1 million of Bob's inheritance. So isn't that great?
It's great.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, they've been very good to us.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's a wonderful organization, and 200 plus kids every day. And of course, it's come a long way since you were in the basement of the Veterans Center making quarter on
And
blue.
yet, the spirit of it's the same.
Sure.
We're helping out the kids who need us the most to reach their full potential. And at the time of the Veterans Center, it was a lot of pool and ping pong and
basic things.
Play. And now we've extended that into real programming and enriching experiences for all the kids who come every day.
So is your favorite sport baseball?
My favorite sport is baseball.
Mine too, but I wasn't any good.
That's okay.
So you played professionally?
I did. I played 2 years of single A with the Oakland A's. I was a
That's
outfielder.
exciting.
Yeah, it was a really neat experience, for sure.
It's hard to make it to, like this kid Santucci locally and Gallagher. It's hard to. Were you a pitcher, you said?
Outfielder.
Outfielder?
Yeah.
It's just hard to. I mean, it's the best. Not just the best of the best in the country, it's the best and the best of the world.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we've seen baseball players that have come in to play for the Red Sox that need translators.
Yeah, there was translators everywhere.
They come from all over the world. But still, you played, you suited up, you wore the uniform.
Yeah.
Do you have a baseball card with your name on it?
I do.
You do?
I do have a baseball card. The last time it came up in conversation, a friend bought one, and I think it was like 86 cents on eBay.
I don't care. Somebody found my mug. I had mugs made with my name on them. This kid runs up the front stairs at City Hall. He's so excited. I got to show you mayor something. I got to show the mayor something. He comes in, he goes, I bought this mug down at the Cape at a yard sale for 10 cents. So you're 76 cents. I
got to think that the card stock is worth more than 86 cents by itself.
It's okay. You got your uniform.
Yeah, no, it was
You played?
an incredibly cool experience. It's part of my story.
Can you pull up his card on the internet? I want to see what it looks like. You must have the ability to post it up here on the. I want to see what it looks like. So you played. I mean, basically, you don't get rich.
No.
They move you around. You play, and you stay in hotels, and you jump on a bus or a plane.
I was on a bus at one point for 14 hours from Vancouver, British Columbia, to Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho.
That was the longest trip in Northwest.
And then you got to play the next day.
Sometimes you got to play that
Same day.
Yeah, so you get in the shower and try to loosen up.
Try to make like it didn't just you just didn't spend 14 hours on a plane.
You learn to travel light. You know that any day could be your day, and my day came, and then I immediately started working in Sterling for Ladon, so a local company.
Yeah, they're manufacturers.
That was my first job after baseball. So I was actually sort of interviewing for that job on the team bus, as it were.
I just, I mean, it happens. That's the nature of the beat, especially today. And a friend was in my office there, and he was talking about, they were from the Beverly area in Salem, and he said his buddy was playing professional football.
Oh yeah.
And he just, he made it through the draft, and he was on the practice teams, but they pulled him up.
Yep.
And he's going to play. So he got his mom and dad and flew some friends in, and right before the game started, that was it. They cut him. They can only have so many, and whatever it was, I don't know. I don't remember the details, but we're just talking about, like Noah Gray. I mean, not only does he get drafted, but he gets on the team. But then he plays the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In his first year. Like, How is this possible? How'd you make out?
We found your Vancouver Canadians one.
That's the one.
Bring it up.
Let's see what he looks like. Wow, hey, I don't know, but if I was you, I'd have T-shirts made. I'd be having cups and mugs made.
I keep a pretty low profile.
What number were you?
I was number 1, and that was really just because that was the only one that fit me. All 5'9" of me was filling out the number 1 jersey. So.
Hey, I don't care. You got my respect. You got the play, and that's what I said. This kid Santucci and Gallagher and all these guys, they're doing their job. I mean, it's tough, and they're hoping that one day they'll get a call to come up, and even if you suit up and play that one game, and you get the picture and the video, even if you play one inning, because it's what you turn it into.
That's what you dream about when you're a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
And for me, I just fell in love from the earliest stages with baseball, and that's why I wanted to practice, and that's how I got better.
Who'd you play for locally?
I went to Merrimack College.
Yeah.
Walked onto the team.
They got a good team.
Yeah.
Merrimack.
Since turned Division I, I was Division II when I was there. But yeah, I was a sort of a role player at St. John's, undersized, really hadn't hit my actual growth spurt. I was 130 pounds as a senior in high school, and then I was 190 pounds by the time I was a sophomore in college.
Well,
so
hey,
just kind of clicked, and the rest was.
The guy you're sitting outside with, Rick Marchand, that guy was good.
Yeah. Also a baseball
Rick
player.
was very good.
We had a nice conversation.
He was a very good baseball player, and I don't know if love got in the way or something at the time.
That'll happen.
I think as I remember the story, there were a couple of guys in our classes in that area there that love got in the way. Young love gets in the way, and next thing you know, you're like,
Got to make decisions. Yeah.
No, but we'll talk to him when he gets on here, but he did quite well.
Nice.
Playing baseball.
I think the Northeast is a hotbed for good baseball.
And we don't have the great weather either.
I think we're tough, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
We learn how to make the best of
scrappy
of what we have, and just grinders.
Yeah.
We're not, Southern California, Florida. There's nice conditions.
Perfect weather every day.
But even in the major leagues in the spring, it's not good.
Right.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It is not nice.
Not playing in Vancouver or Boise, Idaho can't be too warm.
Yeah, that's true.
Any time of the year.
So you learn how to stay warm and suck it
And
up.
what happens? Do a few of those players get pulled up to the kind of play for the majors?
Yeah. So I had at least 2 teammates make it to the major leagues. AJ Griffin and Michael Choice. They're both high round draft picks that I played with in Vancouver.
They did okay?
Yeah, making it to major leagues is
They put the uniform on. They got the video.
0.000%.
Made some money a little bit.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, the days of recognizing anyone on TV are over for me. There's just a few guys in the major leagues now that are still playing, like George Springer.
Yeah.
He's a center fielder. He went to UConn. We were about the same age. But there's just not that many guys left.
Yeah,
So
it's a whole
there was a
new
period of time there, call it 2013, 2014, where I could turn on the TV and be like, yeah, I played against him. I played against him. Played against him in summer ball.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's what I said. If I ever got the uniform, I'd be all over the place. I'd be wearing it all the time. I'd have business cards printed up, right?
Well, like I said before we went on the air, we just put in a really nice batting cage at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
And the batting cage is also the left field wall for the wiffle ball field.
That's funny.
So we're a couple weeks into the school year, and we had 30-something kids playing wiffle ball the other day. Just kind of creating a groundswell of
and everybody
enthusiasm.
can play wiffle ball.
Yeah, and then a couple kids asked, can I go practice fly balls?
Right.
So we have a tennis racket or the tennis ball right there, and soon kids will be asking to hit in the batting cage. So, it'll take some time. We'll keep circling the wagons.
I'm sure you're going to develop a few athletes out of there.
That would be really neat.
I got to tell you, flag football, they started a league around here, and it grew quite large. It was pretty, and then they went to girls flag football. I got to tell you, some of these young ladies never played a sport. And you want to talk about natural abilities, like jealousy, like watching these young ladies run and turn on a dime. And pure athletes that didn't know they were athletes. Just one day they signed up, somebody threw a ball, next thing, and they told them to run.
Totally.
And unbelievable.
Just takes a spark, you know?
Right. You got to expose them to it, right?
Yeah.
And then you never know what happens after that.
For sure. I was playing catch with one of our elementary young girls the other day, and she plays softball.
Yeah.
And the first ball she threw to me, the way a softball pitcher does.
Like fastball?
It was a fastball, but like, you know, that
Underhand,
sort of windmill
yeah.
underhand thing. And it had a little late life to it. And it almost hit me in the teeth.
Yeah.
It almost hit me in the teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like really good.
Fastball. I wouldn't get any within 10 feet of those young ladies throwing that fast pitch. They are incredibly accurate. That takes a certain amount of talent to do that.
Yeah, so I'm very lucky. Tuesdays is the baseball, wiffle ball, softball day, and it gives me the chance to engage in programming. You know, I'm running the club, the business side of things most of the time, but to experience firsthand what the rest of my staff experiences, the joy of being around young people who are having a good time.
And exposing them to things, music and art, and things that maybe they haven't had the chance to be exposed to. And then next thing you know, it's like, are you an artist? No. Well, you sure seem like, it looks like you are, right?
Yeah, so I talk about this all the time. I think fun is the top of the funnel. If we can get kids in the building and they're enjoying themselves, they'll keep coming back.
Right.
And that's sort of the connective tissue to mentorship. And once a young person finds a mentor, the mentor can steer them towards other interests that they wouldn't have otherwise known about. So I'm cool with someone coming and playing a bunch of basketball because I know that they're going to get to know a quality adult through basketball. And then we're
relationship.
Exactly. And then we're going to get them in the podcasting studio.
Right.
And once they're in the podcasting studio and the podcasting program, they're breaking out to LTV to be here and engage in some of the programming here. So, you know, that's really for me the trifecta: fun, mentorship, and then further enrichment from there.
I was thinking, John Hanna, I don't know if you remember, he played for the Patriots. He was one big dude. That's all I could tell you. So he came into my office. He worked for some insurance company that the city, our insurer. Mm-hmm. And he sits down and he hands me his card. He says, you know, and I saw his name and I'm like, well, it's, you know, it might be, you know, it's not that uncommon, you know. And it was him. And I'm like, did you play football? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, and this guy was just, his legs were one massive dude. He was a big guy. And I was in awe. And I'm like, you know, and I'm sure this company hired him. He's like, actually, you know, the thing about sports is the player that gets an education, knowing that, hey, any day could be my last day. Yeah. I've got to be able to turn this into something. Later on, hey, even if I make it 5 years, even if I make some money at this, at some point, my day is up and I have to go back and do something.
For sure.
And so there is nothing more impressive than seeing an athlete that took advantage of getting a good education. If they got a free tuition or if they didn't, they had to pay. But you know what I'm saying? And that's important because John Hanna's a smart guy.
Yeah, I'm always inspired by people who have a really strong act two, former athletes who pivot after sports, especially, you know, there's a obvious and natural next step for an athlete to become a coach, and that's cool. Or an athlete to become a commentator and personality on TV. Those are sort of obvious things. But like Drew Bledsoe has started a legitimately great wine company. Or Michael Strahan does, what is it, Good Morning America, maybe? Yeah. He really doesn't have much to do with football, and he's just sort of reinvented himself.
He turned it into something.
I think that's really cool when athletes, I call it Act Two, when they just go from being an elite, world-class professional athlete to then, you know, sort of deciding that they're going to reinvent themselves and do something totally different.
So we have this event coming up, and up at October 3rd.
October 3rd.
And it's bring your blanket and bring your heated, you know, they have battery-operated heated blankets now.
I have lots of battery-operated heating devices at this point.
I'm like battery crazy right now.
Yeah.
I've got everything battery-operated.
Socks. The socks are the key.
I have jacket. My jacket. But socks are key because once your feet get cold, it isn't going to matter. But I have and I don't want to say, but Tara bought me a coat. And I know she's not watching, so I could say it, but I didn't know what I did with it next season.
Uh-oh.
So I got another one, like a Milwaukee or something.
I look like the Michelin Man all winter because I've got the big puffy.
Walking around like this.
And it's got a light on it, so I look like a real geek with my lighted up.
A lineman for the county.
Heated vest, yeah. So heated socks, heated vest. Movie night, bring your own chair as well. So Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
That's going to be the movie.
Big time. What time?
5:30.
And this will be at the Boys and Girls Club.
At the club.
It's free.
It's free for the community. Huge thanks to LTV as one of our sponsors, the Mass Health Alliance.
We're going to have any snacks up there, Mr. Scott? Little cordon bleu?
No chicken cordon bleu. That'll be a different event. But yeah, so New Horizons Communication and Modern Dispersions as well.
Oh, nice. Modern Dispersions, nice people.
Yeah.
Both organizations, nice people.
Very helpful. You know, events are expensive, and to bring people together costs a little money.
Wow,
so
that's really nice of them.
helpful.
They've been a family business for a long time, Martin.
Yeah.
That's good. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yep.
And it's funny that you started at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, no, it's
Where were you going to school then?
St. John's.
You were going to St. John's?
Yeah.
But what, you came and participated in the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, the volunteering we did was through the wrestling team, the wrestling coach.
Yeah.
I
No, that's
suspect
good.
was one of the board of directors, the originals that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
We had some awesome board of directors. I mean, that was the key to get this thing going.
Yeah.
And then later on, there was the opportunity to take over. So, well, that's good. And it's exciting. You know, this is like the dream of dream jobs, right? This is like the job of dream jobs.
it's a pretty cool job. I spent at least part of the month of August helping to plan a batting cage wiffle ball field hybrid. I get a pickup basketball game in most days.
Yeah.
I'm walking the hallway and high-fiving.
Just don't get hurt.
Too late.
Wow.
Yeah, my hamstrings.
We don't bounce the way we used to bounce.
We don't. I'm pretty susceptible at this point to some hamstring injuries.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, that too.
Hamstring.
Yeah, my right foot doesn't feel great.
You got to stretch.
I know. I need to go through this whole warm-up routine just to play a 3-on-3.
You know what? I think when I watched Tom Brady, and he got suspended for the whole deflate thing. Remember the whole thing? And they brought him back. And at the end of the game, they won when he came back. And all the press was, forget about the game, but they were like, what was it like to come back? And people screaming, and they were so happy that you were back. And at that point, I noticed something. He honed in on something. He said, I only have so much energy.
Yeah.
And as much as I appreciated it, and later I sucked it up, but I had to go into the game with my brain on the game.
Right.
And because I only have so much energy, and I have to concentrate. And if I concentrated on that and not the game, then I didn't give the game 100%. And I thought at that moment, how many things in life are about concentrating?
Right.
And you watch like these tennis pros or any people that do things, the ability to block everything out is something that I think kids need to be trained. I don't know how, you do yoga or just, in other words, a way to just get tunnel vision, to hone in on what you're doing, because lots of sports is just in your mind rehearsing over and over and over again. What if the ball is coming and it looks like it's here? Am I going to swing at it? So it just becomes intuitive. That's a talent.
Yeah, I mean, to be disciplined, to block out the noise, to have developed the ability to get into that flow state, I think is sort of
everybody can do that.
I think it's what separates Kobe Bryant from everybody else. Right. He's making that shot at the buzzer because he's not in his own head about it.
Right.
He's just letting it do what it does.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But that's a special talent that kids, it's so easy to get distracted, especially today. Yeah. There are so many distractions, it's hard to concentrate. I watch, some people can only do their homework at the library. I see kids and like, I can only go in one of those rooms and like on the third floor and just block myself out.
Yeah.
Because there are just too many distractions and I can't concentrate.
Right.
Others, it's a little easier. Some people, it's natural. But I thought at that very moment, I said, we never ever did enough conditioning. Kids my age at the time, we never did enough conditioning.
Right.
And spent enough time on concentrating on what we were doing.
Yeah, the sort of mind gym
that's what it
approach. And I don't have those answers. I think that's a really interesting angle that you're coming at it from.
But it is. I mean, it's hey, concentrated. You could easily be distracted very easily. Next thing you know, the audience is going crazy. Everybody's doing everything. And you're not paying attention to the game. You're just opted out, right?
Yeah, and if you think about, the physical abilities of everyone playing professional baseball, for example, the difference between the single A and the major leaguer is not how fast you can run, how hard you can throw. It is everything you just described. Like that's the separation that happens, is the mental part of it. Can you be disciplined? Keeping
track of what's going on in the field, right? Who the players are, there's all that happens.
Yeah, and I mean, Tom Brady's a great example.
Yeah, and that was his ability.
A lot of people probably look better on film than Tom Brady, but he was smarter. He made better decisions.
Right.
Knew what was happening around him.
What a great statement that was. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
However, I really had to make sure my brain was in the game. Later, he went and watched it, and he said, I'll watch it again and again and again.
Yeah. Oh, you're giving me ideas for the club. How do we do some mind gym stuff?
I'm telling you, I honestly think it would have helped me.
Yeah.
I think it would have helped a lot of other people.
Did people talk about meditation and mindfulness? Or?
They beat you up if you talk about meditation. You were talking about meditation, smarten up, kid. No, it just didn't happen. There was none of that. Concentrate, go over in your mind over and over and over what you're going to do, what you want to happen.
I wonder about the ways you can sort of trick yourself into doing it, like go on a balance beam, for example. I think it's hard to be preoccupied with thoughts if you have to just not fall off of the balance beam.
How many times did people ever say, I wasn't concentrating? That's what happened here. It's just I wasn't concentrating.
I think there's a starter kit that instead of trying to meditate per se, there's other activities that sort of promote that same type of flow state.
It's an art. It's a learned art. For some, it's natural, but for most, it's a learned art. Look at us. We covered a lot today.
My gears are turning right here.
Well, thank you, Jeff, for coming on as the new CEO of the Boys and Girls Club. And, we'll all be up there to watch the movie, because I've never seen that movie, Maybe I did, though. Maybe I did, but it's one of those, I don't remember if I saw it. So, October 3rd, up at the Boys and Girls Club. It's a free movie. It'll be fun. Get outside, turn your phone off. Don't have to check your phone. There's nothing that's going to happen important enough that you need to watch it, that you need to be watching. Focus on the movie. All right, taking a short break, and then we'll be right back with another baseball player.
There you go.
Yeah, so maybe we can get him involved up there at the Boys and Girls Club, and you get some baseball talent up there. There's a lot of baseball talent up there.
There is.
And maybe we could take on other Boys and Girls Club. We'll start a league.
My money's on us.
There you go. All right, taking a short break. We'll be right back. Well, good morning. You want to hear a story? Last year I gave you a story, year before a story. You want a story or no story this morning? Okay. So I get a phone call. I'm a big Wizard of Oz fan. Anybody else here a big Wizard of Oz? I mean, like a big, So all the crazy people he's raising. Who knows back there going, me. He's the cowardly one. Yeah, so I get a phone call, and this lady gets on the phone with me, and she says, hello, Mayor? And I say, yeah. She says, I'm calling from Florida. I represent, and you know how you're listening and you just say yes, but you didn't catch the whole thing? So you just keep saying yes. Yeah. Because you wait to get to the point. So at the end of the short conversation, she says she's the agent for Marchand, the guy in the Wizard of Oz, who rolls the scroll out that pronounces the witch dead. And he heard I was a big fan of the Wizard of Oz, and he would like to know if I would have supper with him. And I'm like, what? Is it a catch here? No, are you serious? Yeah. So she says, no press. This is not one of those things. He just wants to sit down and have supper. I says, okay. You want to pick a place? I said, well, if we go somewhere in Leominster, they're probably going to get interrupted. Is that right? No. So we come up here. And so I show up. It's in May, mind you, middle of May. And I show up, and there's Marchand. And we sit down at exactly 6 o'clock, not 5:59, not 6:01, 6. And we have supper. And he goes on his memory of every single finite detail of the Wizard of Oz. He remembers. And he just goes on. At exactly 9 o'clock, he gets up and says, Mr. Mayor, I go to bed at 9. Okay? And he was so proud because in World War II he couldn't serve, but he joined the Civil Air Patrol, actually got his license to fly planes so he could move things. But he was most proud at the fact that he, for 30 years, he says, Mr. Mayor, I just want you to know something. I said, what? He goes, I got a pension. I said, from the Wizard of Oz? He says, no. You know that little cart with the Oscar Mayer Wiener thing? He drove that thing for 30 years, and he got a pension. And he said, and I'll tell you another thing. If I had a problem at any point, I only talked to one person, Oscar Mayer. So you didn't hear the rest of the story. But anyway, we're back here at Inside Leominster. I'll tell the full story next time. But Rick Marchand is here, and he's been heading up the Johnny Appleseed Festival forever. And it started out, actually, it was done by Ben Feeney and those guys at one point.
Correct.
And then it sort of drifted off. And, you know, volunteers, you just, you know, nobody wants to step up. And then it was actually Ben's daughter, Donna, and her friends that stepped up, ran the festival. They had a race. They had like a 5K race. I remember running in that.
That's right.
So a number of different events, and it all centered around Johnny Appleseed. They had young kids at the time. And then their kids got older and didn't have kids yet because they were just going to college. And so that group's looking for somebody to kind of take it over. And then comes Rick Marchand.
Yeah, I volunteered back at the 4th annual to get
Any
involved.
volunteers? And Rick's like, me. How many years ago?
Oh, God, the 4th annual. So I took it over the 5th. Donna had just opened the Monument Grill.
Right.
And she had a great festival. It was a fun thing.
Yeah.
Just on Lower West Street.
Yep.
There was a hayride, bobbing for apples,
Yeah.
maybe 12 vendors.
Pie baking.
Yep, yeah, exactly. The contest, the race, like you said.
Yep.
Brian Tater was their DJ every
Yeah,
year.
it's
on a
very
little
organic,
8x8 platform
Yeah,
stage.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
And,
But you got to start somewhere.
You do, absolutely. And then it blossomed into the park. And then we started bringing in the Leominster Art Association. So
Right.
Ellie DeLibero, John, started bringing in some of their members, and they would set up.
Yep.
It was very quaint.
Yeah.
You know, and it was
A
really
few vendors here
a
and then some
beautiful day
food. The
for the
Italian
city.
American Center used to come and cook
All of them,
food.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now this thing is like taking over.
It's big.
Yeah.
And we're blessed as a community to be able to not only share who we are, but also invite everyone around from the area to come in. So it's turned into an annual tradition, not just for the city, but for also the surrounding towns, which is pretty cool.
But you also, you know, and we talk about this, like I said at the Italian Fest, the group got together and they raised some money. And in the end, they said, you know what, we want this to be affordable. And a lot of festivals now, you pay to park, you go in, everything not only costs money, but costs more than it typically does.
Right.
And for a family, it's just a lot of money. So they were like, free pony rides, free gelato, free this, free that. And you've done that right along where you really try to get sponsors, keep the cost down so that you can offer, like you have a one-day pass this year.
Right.
So you can really make it affordable for a family to come out who lives here or lives in the area, and they don't have to feel like, geez, you know, I'd love to get you an ice cream, but you know, it's
no money.
$10.
I know.
I can't afford it. So you've really done a good job of this, plus incorporating a lot of nonprofits that are looking to raise money for their organizations.
Exactly. So, you know, on that note, we have an all-day VIP parking pass for the kids. Children of all ages, usually elementary, pre-elementary, and then also middle school, a few junior high kids. And they'll come into the parking lot, in and out all day long for $10, everything in
That's
there.
the parking lot at City Hall.
Yep. And then we don't charge for pony rides. It's included in that pass.
Right,
so, I mean, my grandchildren love to go to Davis Farmland, but a pony ride's $10 down there.
Right.
So we're asking for a $10 donation to help raise money for the band and the chorus and the theater. That's where most of it's going.
Right.
And the rest of it goes to, you know, defer some of the expenses.
Sure.
So it's an all-day pass. So, you know, that really works out well. And we have over 30 food vendors this year. It's the first time we've tried to parlay on the food festival. And it's worked out really well.
You never get enough food.
And they know, keep your prices reasonable
Right,
and manageable.
right.
We don't want you to gouge the public.
You don't charge them a fortune. I heard some of
Right.
these festivals, they charge $1,000 to these
Yeah.
vendors or $500 or
Yeah.
whatever, or a percentage. We don't do that. The trade-off is you keep it affordable.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you know, we also have a lot of nonprofits and charitables that are in the food court.
Right.
You know, you have the Rotary Club doing the American Barbecue, Brazilian Church at St. Anna's Church, they have a portion of it. They're doing a Brazilian barbecue, and there's several more like that. We just took on Leominster House of Pizza.
Yeah.
And, they're just so wonderful. They're going to help the kids out and, give something for the cheerleading squad to do and all. And I know there's no question they're going to be feeding a lot of people. So,
yeah, it's good.
It's just great. And, even going back to the parking lot party, we'll give away as many bracelets as we sell.
Right.
Yeah,
if you can't afford it, we're not going to make a big deal out of it. Just get over here, we'll give you a bracelet.
No, you and I are walking around all day long, and we have passes in our pocket and pony ride tickets. So,
and that is what makes us, I think, different than other communities when it comes to doing, these festivals and everything, is that we realize there are people that, the rents have gone up, food's gone up, they got 2 or 3 kids, and there are a lot of places, even when, when I took my kids, Kim and I took the kids to Disney, it was $75, for a night to stay in a hotel, which was, not a lot of money. And I mean, you could do it for like decent money, especially if you drove down. Gas was cheap, so you could make it work. Stay at some relatives a couple days.
You always drove
today.
Minivan.
Yeah, exactly.
With the TV in the back
That's
seat.
what I had. But today, I don't know what's it cost to go to Disney today. It's cost prohibitive to go there, and so we try to keep it. And it's fun, and you meet people that you haven't seen in a long time. A lot of people that have moved or live at Brooks Pond and sold their house are still part of the community. They love coming down. So it'll be a lot of fun. It starts at 9 o'clock. The streets get closed very early in the morning so that they can set up. They have tents. And the other thing I think that is really important is this whole thing is sort of in dedication in honor of Bob Healy.
It certainly is. He's the guy that's missing this year.
Yeah, noticeably missing.
Yeah, for sure.
He did all the orchestra, put all the music together.
He started Starburst with me back 4 years ago. And
he did
kept
community theater. He did sports. He did all these little towns, I think, like Ashby, and he put the community bands together in the summer. A wizard. He did
amazing.
Man of many hats.
Amazing. He helped out in the pit for all the musicals at the high school.
Yes.
When St. Bernard's was in a situation they couldn't afford to pay anyone, he stepped in and was a volunteer for decades up at St. Bernard's to run the musical.
What a guy, and he's definitely missed, and certainly a lot of the tribute this year will be to Bob, and you have lots of music, and people that knew or played with Bob are going to be there as well.
If I can build on that just a little, Mayor. So what's going to happen at approximately 11:20 on the main stage, we're going to begin that ceremony to honor Bob, and with the grace of you and your staff, and you've done a great job making him a legend.
He was my 8th grade teacher.
I know. And, we had, I think it was Dom Ciccolini wrote the recommendation, to Amanda Curtis, and Amanda recognized it, and the staff is recognizing him as a local legend.
Yes.
So what's happening is his sister, who has been in a nursing home in and out down at the Cape Cod, is actually coming up for the program.
His nephew, is he going to be there
Chuck's
as well?
going to be, Chuck's bringing her up, so we're really looking forward to meeting her and doing this for the family. So what will happen is we're going to, do the tribute, unveil his plaque, and then what's happened is the big band that he always had at Starburst and the festival, they've all come together.
Oh, wow.
And they're doing a dedication.
They're going to play.
All the songs.
That's outstanding.
His favorite songs.
Yeah.
So they're going to do a 2-hour piece on that. We have the New Players Theater Guild coming on stage, and they're going to be doing all the show tunes that he liked when he ran with them.
That's a real tribute, huh?
Leominster High Theater Arts doing The Wizard of Oz, so they've got a dedication piece with the kids all dressed in costume for him. Spud Kelly, Johnny Girard are going to do a 30-minute
I saw that. That's
piece.
really good, yeah.
It's awesome. High School Chorus has taken 12 of the international veterans that have gone into retirement, as you know. They've brought them back, and they're going to be dressed up singing with the kids.
Really?
They're doing a half-hour dedication of Bob.
That's good.
That's at 9. And then the marching band, which has taken off, from just a handful of kids to a
They were at the
group.
game the other night, and I'm like, wow.
They're doing
they
it
need their own
half
bus
hour as well.
Wow.
So we're really looking forward to it. And then we've got Full Monty coming on to be the end cap, Mark Montequilla.
Saxophone and
it's
his band.
amazing.
They were really good. They played for us for the Dining Under the Stars.
Yeah,
so
they're great.
It's a full day, and it never stops.
And then at the beginning of the day, to really kick us off, we have Ron Donino with his, oh God, I keep saying Yankee Dixon.
Dixie Band or something.
Yeah, I apologize, but that's going to be the Yankee Dixon Band.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
and they're
Yankee
phenomenal.
Dixon
So they're coming on. But
they played at Carter Park. They were excellent.
They're great. Everybody's been so cooperative.
Yeah.
And they know the focus is really recognizing Bob, so they've really kind of tuned in figuratively to
Right,
the whole
right.
thing. And in the park, we have a second stage.
Yeah.
And in the park, we have Mark Marquis and his trio, which is his wife and daughter, Lizzie. And him and Anne-Marie and Lizzie are going to do a 3-hour program in there. And then we have Space Shock coming on at 3:30. And then we have a Heidi Hogan's dance school is going to be doing a half-hour show.
Wow.
You
Look
know,
at this all day.
And then down the other end of town, we have another stage, and that's going to be down the corner of Main and Merriam Ave by the Christian Life Center. And they have a whole host of musicians that will be
good.
playing down there as well.
Apple season is here, and you can peel away, no pun intended, and go up to Shoalin Farms this weekend because they're open 7 days a week now from 10 to 5, and they have all of the apples already except for the McGowans. Next week will be the McGowans, but yeah, it's a perfect time. And as far as parking, free parking at the parking garage. Most of the parking lots downtown. We do have an area for handicap. We did that for
Handicap
the.
parking, you're going to have to drive in off Merriam Ave, behind the parking garage, come right in.
Yep.
And right between the First Church Unitarian and First
the UU
Baptist
Church.
Church, it will be policed.
Right.
There's plenty of room.
We did that for the Italian Fest.
Yep.
And you know what? So many more people came just because they could, they just can't get around.
we
you can't
want them
expect
to
them to
come.
park up at the senior center.
No, no.
So this is if you have any issues at all, there'll be police officers out there. There'll be people with vests. Just stop them, ask them, call a non-emergency number at the police department. Tell them, you have handicap or disabled or mobility issues, and you need to get into that park, and we'll get you in. Somehow or another, we'll get you in there.
Absolutely.
978-534-1626. Let's do pictures of the week real quick, and then we'll get back to more of the. I can't wait. I got some apple crisp today, by the way.
Delicious, isn't
It was so good. All right, Walnut Street sidewalk repairs. We've been out. What we've been doing is filling in. There were places that we missed doing sidewalk projects, and we're really trying to get to the handicap part, which is the entrance to the curbs. So you could do a whole sidewalk over, but if you can't get to the sidewalk because there's curbs there blocking you from getting on and not these handicap and accessibility issue, then it's useless. So we've been out on quite a few streets downtown, but we're not doing like thousands of feet, but we're all over the place doing these pieces. We missed some pieces near the fire station, and better access to the Gallagher building. They did that whole front. They tore it all up, added that, and it's a real big help because that is our handicap access to the Gallagher building. Leominster High School dedicated another legend, Pat LaPointe. They did a nice job last Friday night with a dedication to Pat LaPointe, and it was well done. So thank you to all that participated. You can't go in Doyle Field without feeling the presence of Pat LaPointe. You just can't. Every single piece of everything there, every turf, everything. And the food truck, that was us getting ready. Big success. The place was just packed. And then this morning, as we said, we started off with Good Morning Central Mass with the three mayors, Leominster, Fitchburg, or should I say FGL, remember FGL, WFGL?
Yeah,
it was because it was Fitchburg, alphabetically. They didn't want to get in trouble. So they did it Fitchburg, F, G, and then Leominster. They didn't want to get in trouble, so they did WFGL. So we had a good time. And we're getting ready for the festival ourselves. And downtown, Sally and Brad have done just a remarkable job down there, and everything looks fall. It's going to feel like fall. And we pulled out the Try Some Potato Chip buggy and my buggy, and we decorated them all up, and we're going to put Ida and Joe back on the buggy as we do every year. And yeah, so it's exciting. It's a busy time here. Some people say, I need a rest. There's so many events going on, but that's okay. We'll get you through it. We're going to give you a little rest tonight. We have the Spanish American Heritage Festival downtown tonight. It starts at 5. It starts right now. It ends at 9. We're going to give you rest tomorrow night. And there's Leominster High School plays tomorrow night. And then first thing, 9 o'clock in the morning, the vendors will be setting up. Busy times. And then time to make the apple crisp. They're amazing over there, huh?
Oh, my God,
just
fantastic.
Incredible work that they... Look at the apples. And there's more apples underneath that you can't see. So, as they say, it's a lot of apples. And today, we had a press conference on the high-risk person press conference on when high-risk kids or adults, dementia, Alzheimer's, or autism go missing. Basically, that you can see the tape, but the message is, call us immediately. Immediately. Time is of essence. We're not going to be mad at you if we find them 10 minutes later. We're going to send out the troops, and if we have to, we'll turn around. As I said, we'll give you a hug. We'll turn around. We'll send everybody back, and we'll be thrilled that your loved one was found. And it's the 1300th 9 a.m. update was yesterday. So we've done 1,300.
Nice work.
Huh?
Nice work.
Of these things. So anyway, Rick, so you did have you were a good ball. You said, oh, I did okay. No, you were a good baseball player.
Those days
You
a
did
long
well.
time ago.
I know, but you did well. You said, you pulled your shoulder out, and that kind of
Yeah, that was the end of that. Yeah, my grandfather gave me a glove when I was 9 years old, my first glove that wasn't a hand-me-down from my older brothers.
Yeah.
And said, let this put you through school and make a career out of it.
And you
So
did. You got
it was
scholarship
good. It was
to pay
good for a long
school
time.
and everything, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, well, that's nothing to.
It was great.
Nothing to poo-poo.
It was great, honest
Well,
to God.
we'll see you all at the festival. I know it's going to be like, it's, for me, of all the festivals, I looked at the weather. We've been out there in the rain. We've been out in the fog, the heat, intense heat. This is going to be the picture-perfect day for a festival.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks to the whole crew here. We ran them ragged today, all over the city. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thanks for showing up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.